Well, in 2021, certainly consumers are more savvy about their credit reports, and the access that they have that information has improved with the jump to digital during the pandemic. You've seen it in collections, you've seen it in all areas of banking. And with that savviness about their credit reports and the speed at which they can get to that information, credit reporting accuracy was a big focus in 2021, and we would expect that to continue to be so.
Aside from the CARES Act modifications made to the FCRA in 2020, there really haven't been any changes to the law and regulations around credit reporting. But as complaints to the CFPB about credit reporting have continued to be quite voluminous, the Bureau is really continuing a huge focus in this area.
So with the new administration, it took a while for the new director to get confirmed. But now that that structure is in place, we would expect to see increased CFPB activity as we continue into 2022.
The CFPB published a 55-page report, 55 pages, that detail what they believe are consumer complaint response deficiencies of the three big credit bureaus. So that, I think, will have a bit of a trickle down to how they also look at furnishers in terms of accuracy of furnishing and particularly handling disputes and complaints from consumers.
As early as this week, they made some really strong signals that they're wanting to understand the buy now, pay later business and ensure that fair lending practices are adhered to for consumers using those products. And while BNPL is not necessarily new, the speed at which a customer can access that product to which they are approved has absolutely increased. There's a lot of new players in the market that aren't traditional banks, and we would expect the CFPB to remain heavily focused in that space during half one, especially for those new entrants into the market that are more in the fintech space than in the banking space. What I would say is it's not really a new regulation, but Reg F was something that we expected to be a focal point in 2021, right? But record levels of government stimulus kept delinquencies and losses really under control. And everybody was sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. And that's when those rules came into play. But now we're seeing rising inflation, the end of government stimulus, and the trend, which has already started, is delinquencies will be on the rise and therefore collection activities will increase. And we would expect adherence to Reg F will be where the regulators will turn their attentions in 2022, because in 2021, there just wasn't a lot of activity because there wasn't a lot of delinquency or losses. I would say this is a pretty consistent theme. Transparency and effective controls are key, especially in a digital age. And with the speed to move to digital and the consumers being more savvy, organizations will need to know in detail, what does that digital journey look like, from marketing and originations all the way through to collections. They'll need to demonstrate to the regulators that they understand their consumers' experience and that they have effective controls in place to ensure consumer protection.